Southeast Missouri head coach Tom Matukewicz. The Redhawks begin the season Saturday at Iowa State. Coach, just some thoughts on your team and heading into this matchup with an FBS opponent this weekend.
Yeah, I've just been appreciative of this team. I've really tried to make sure I don't take for granted the 2022 team. You know, ultimately we got about 3 months left or so as a football team, and then the 23 team starts. And so we have some players I've coached a long time, and this will be my last season with, and just want to make sure I enjoy this group.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question for Coach, just let me know down in the chat and I'll call on you. I'll start though first. Obviously out of the chute playing an FBS opponent, and now in the age of the transfer portal, everybody's got new people and you don't know film on people, but what are your general impressions of what you're going to see from Iowa State?
Just, any competitor is excited about the preparation and the opportunity. We have so much respect for Matt Campbell and his staff at Iowa State. That's just a tremendous opportunity. I used to be Matt Campbell's defensive coordinator at Toledo. I know a bunch of guys on their staff, and they're as fine of football coaches as there are in this country. And so to get to go play them, see them again, and all that in Ames, they have a great game day atmosphere. For my players, this is a moment for them, and it's exciting for us. And ultimately, what's going to make the experience even better is if we could somehow try to make it a close ball game, and that'll be the goal, and see if we can't get into a fourth quarter game with them.
All right, we got Cody here who's got some questions for you. Cody, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Cody Goodwin here from the Des Moines Register here in Iowa. Was just kind of curious, the relationship with you and Coach Campbell, having coached at Toledo together. What were those couple of seasons like? Because as I understand it, he was fairly young back then. He's still pretty young by most coaching standards now, but that was his first head coaching job, yeah, at least at the D1 level.
It was, and man, it was a blast. We did some really cool things our first couple of years there, and obviously he's keeps doing those things, and just the staff. We're all young and dumb, and so we appreciate that. My youngest was born there, and just have a lot of respect for them. So it's going to be a great fun time to reconnect, and obviously I know they're drawing on their experiences when I coached there, and I'm drawing on my experiences when I coached there to help our team prepare. But ultimately, man, there's been a lot of water go under the bridge since then, and they've had new identities and all those type of things. But for me, this is a cool moment, and I know it will be for my team also.
How much have you kind of followed Campbell's Iowa State team since he, I think he left a few years after you left for SEMO?
Every year, you bet, followed it. And of course, some of the things that goes viral, and then now all of a sudden he's known for that. Of course, you were with him and with that staff before, and the process and building a culture and all those things. And I was on that ground floor of learning from him those early stages when he was at Toledo. And so I'm always going to be following them, rooting for them, and happy when they have success.
Is there anything that, just the trajectory he's taken since, coming to Ames, the success that he's had here? Is there anything that's kind of surprised you about what he's been able to do since he got here?
No, not at all. I mean, you saw that coming, and I think he would tell you that it's a lot of those coaches, his assistants, and he has a really, really good staff. And so you're not surprised at all what they've been able to do. You've just been so happy for people because they do it the right way. They treat kids well, all those type of things. And I know Ames is excited to have that caliber of coach and the excitement that they're able to bring to game day. And so it's fun.
What you mentioned just drawing on the experiences that you guys had when you were at Toledo together. What do you guys still talk, or what's kind of the main thing that you kind of look at when you think back on that time together?
I don't know. I would say families. you know, his wife and my wife text yesterday, and he keeps having all these kids. So he must not have figured out how that's happening or something. I stopped it too, but he's a good husband and a good father. And I think more than anything, that's what I want to try to be. And so I'm sure when we meet, you know, on the field, we're going to talk about our families quite a bit too, because they grow. I got a sophomore now. I know his kids are getting older. So you're just looking forward to catching up.
Absolutely. Last question I had for you. What do you believe is going to be the biggest challenge come Saturday when you guys step on the field against this Iowa State team?
I think just handling things that you don't know that's going to pop up. You know, they can go up 21-0, or we go up 21-0. We haven't planned for this. They're doing that. It's just the unknowns is, you know, kind of why you can't sleep during the week, because you watch college football and people turn the ball over, do dumb things, and it's the stuff that drives you crazy. And that's the kind of things you don't want to have happen. You just want a good, clean game. And I know they're breaking in some new players. I know they're looking forward to seeing their new players play. And we're looking to a couple of ours that are new, like our quarterback and things like that, to just see what he's all about. Because as we both know, practice is one thing, game's a totally different deal. Until your quarterback gets hit, he gets up and checks himself, you don't know what you got. And I know his guy had a little bit of experience. My guy had a little bit of experience at previous school, but ultimately that'll be interesting to just see some of these new names that will all of a sudden turn into program names, you know, hopefully.
Awesome. Appreciate the time, Coach.
You bet.
Coach, I got one more for you before we let you go. Everybody likes to talk about the quarterback. So you all announced the starter. Just talk a little bit about that competition in spring practice and having, you know, a newcomer start for you again this season.
Yeah, you know, it's what I do every January. I bring the team in and I tell them that it's my job to go out and out recruit you. And it's your job to never, ever let that happen. But that's what we got to do. We got to fill the rooms with competition. Even though we had a starter come back, even though, you know, he played well at times, we felt like we needed to bring one more guy in there, and there's been great competition. And what's disappointing or the not so fun piece is CJ's really done a good job. He's a better quarterback than he was a year ago, and ultimately that's all he could control. And we have a limited amount of data to go on, but we made the call, and you hate that you got to pick one, but that's the way it is. And so we're just looking forward to seeing what that looks like. But we understand that may not end that way. You know, we go to that game, both kids need to prepare, because you don't know, you know, Paxton may not play well. Paxton could get injured. You never know what can happen. And so we just got to be ready for whatever the game dictates.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Saturday. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Thanks, Cal. Appreciate what you do.